to the Campfire Podcasts! Woo!
Hey!
This is the first episode of the Campfire Podcast. It's already going completely well. Thank you for listening if you're listening. I'm your host, Aislin Walker. This is my co-host, Kenna Granados.
Hi.
Say hi. So, since this is the first episode, I'll give a little introduction. What this basically is going to be is just us kind of talking about what happens in our lives and the frantic, crazy things that go on in this heck of a world that we're in. 'Cause we're so special. And we're just going to talk about that shit because it's interesting. And then sometimes have guests, maybe. Sometimes not. But anyways, yeah, I have today... for my cozy drink, Tim Hortons hot chocolate. It's very watery, and it has 2 marshmallows in it. Kenna, what do you have?
I have some old sweet tea and an almost finished water bottle.
That sounds so fucking good. Okay, so...
Pretty watered down.
What I wanted to talk about is we went to a place called Deezerland, for Kenna's birthday. Kenna's 87 years old. She just turned 87. It was very nice. Mm-hmm. So we decided that we're going to go to a place called Deezerland. What Deezerland is, if you do not know, it's a place.
The only word to describe it is amazing.
It is one of the best places. Like, if you think about Florida and you're like, ew, like most people do, just look up Deezerland. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. So, Deezerland, the only way I can describe it is it's kind of like a mall with no stores, but a lot of activities.
Right? Yeah, like, it's like, like an inside amusement park, but there's no, like, rides. There's just stuff to do.
Yeah, and the thing about Deezerland too is part of it has like a car museum, but the entire thing the whole thing is just filled with these cars, and it's not just the car museum, which by the way is always empty. It's just the entire thing is filled with cars. It has all these fucking stores in it that aren't open, and then it's so fucking weird.
Yeah, they don't even seem like real stores either. They just seem like they're just put there just cuz. They just seem to fill the space.
I swear to God, if you look at the images on Google from like 1998, it's the same fucking stores, and it still says coming soon. And the stores too are like just off-brand, if that makes sense. Like, it's not like Domino's or Pizza Hut. It's like Tony's Original Slice. Or
Happy Run or something like that.
Yeah, it's just like just slightly off, and I would say that's kind of the vibe of the whole thing, is it's just slightly off. Like it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real. It's something's not right in it. And also, it has stolen a lot of properties that are copyrighted, like Disney and Nickelodeon and things like that. And it's so funny because when you pull up to the place, you see this mater. Mater, like, we called him, like, Motor or something, because he is not Mater.
He's not, he's not doing too well.
Mater is sick, if that's Mater.
Neither is Lightning McQueen, who's inside.
True, Lightning McQueen is inside.
He's way off. He's like, I don't even know. He's like,
he's on speed.
It's like, it's like they...
Ka-chow.
It's like they squished... No, it's not even ka-chow. It's like...
Ka-chong.
Ka-choo. Oh, ka-chow. Okay. Whatever, that works out.
It was... Yeah. I don't even know how to describe it. So, the reason why we went to Deezerland is the original plans... I didn't start the fucking timer. The original plans were that we were gonna go to this glow-in-the-dark golf course that's in Deezerland. Not expecting the rest of Deezerland, which we have to go back because honestly, it was so fucking amazing. Just like all my dreams came true.
Yeah.
But the original plan, was just to go in, do the golfing, and then like maybe go to the arcade for a little bit, which is a whole other thing, and then come out, whatever. That didn't end up happening because we went to the golfing place and we had to be out by a certain time because we wanted to get home. And they didn't have one till really late in the day because it's not like you can book it. You can't book a time. It's just you gotta show up whenever the time is, whenever it's available, I guess. And it wasn't until late. So
yeah, until we had to leave.
Yeah, until we had to leave.
Basically didn't get to do it. So that changed everything. I mean, we ended up still having fun, but that was one of the main parts that we were going to do, but we couldn't, which was really sad.
Yeah. So the first thing I kind of want to talk about, even the first thing, I want to go back to when we were talking about when we first pulled up. So we're in the car with me, Kenna, and our friend Gio, who I'm sure you'll see later on. And we were having a good time listening to music. We got McDonald's and coffee, and like we were having a nice little fun time. We pull up to Deezerland, and it is just lined with cars outside. Like just, I don't even know how they're still standing because of the fucking hurricanes that come every 2 weeks.
That's right.
But it was just lined with, like, classic cars and cars from movies, which, by the way, clearly weren't real. They clearly weren't actually from the movies. But, Deezerland tries. And then just, like, huge letters that say Deezerland. It looks like you're going into an amusement park. And also, where Deezerland is located, just to give an idea, is... if you're in Orlando and you're going to like Disney or Holy Bible Land experience, as everyone does, there's also a place called Fun Spot, which is kind of like a tacky amusement park where you feel like you're gonna die. I've never been to it.
I haven't. I know my sister has, but I've never been to it, so I have no idea how it is.
Yeah, I've only had friends that have gone to it, but like, B friends, like side friends. None of my main friends have ever gone to it. But anyways, it's very weird, and it's directly across from that. So the people inside are a mix of people who I think got misguided, people who are on their way to Disney and needed to stop, and people who got rained out from Fun Spot because Fun Spot is outside. And it's very weird because when you walk in, there is only one person working at every stand.
Yeah.
Just one. Like, we walked in and there was one guy at the door, and then, like, we couldn't see anyone else.
Yeah, one guy at the front, one guy at the back. No, sorry. One girl at the back. One person at the side where the arcades are. Just one. Just one. And they're all, like, college kids that probably go to, like, UCF or some shit.
But it's so weird, too, because the crowd inside, it's, like, not quite only you, but also not at all crowded. It's a very weird... It's like going to the mall on a Tuesday at, like, 8 o'clock. It's just, like,
I think it's just the space, but yeah.
Very weird. And you walk into the main gates, and directly in front of you is this giant car with, like, this gold head and wings.
Yeah, oh my god. It's weird. It's so weird.
And it's just staring at you. Like, as soon as you walk in. I took a picture. Yeah, I'll insert pictures throughout this, because you're going to need to actually see what this place fucking looks like. And then, like, a really, really bad Lightning McQueen, Ka-Chong car. Yeah. With, like, literally the paper that they put in the windshield to make it look like eyes was falling off.
Yeah, that's what made it look all off. That.
And the other thing, too, is that in all the cars, and not just the cars, just kind of splattered, are these very, very realistic-looking mannequins. And they just sit there in the car. Remember, there was one...
I remember!
There was one car that had an ape mannequin in it.
Yeah! Oh my god.
It's so hard to tell if they're real or not, too. And it's also weird because they just do not give a single fuck. Like, the way they protect the cars is they have this very, very loose chain that's not even connected together. So you could literally, I think you could take pictures in the cars and no one would fucking give a shit. No one would say a thing.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so weird. And anyways, so we were walking in and just starstruck from everything that we were seeing.
Yeah,
and the way you get the tickets as well is so confusing, because they give you the ticket, and I think how it is you get the ticket and it has like points on it, and it's good for anything. So if you want to go bowling, it's the same ticket. If you want to go golfing, it's the same ticket. They also have a giant go-karting area just in the middle.
Yeah.
Just like there. Oh, that's the other thing too, is all of the activities are like not quite tiny, but not quite full size. Mm-hmm. They're in this weird in between, like there's a bowling alley that's risen up in the middle of the mall for some reason.
Yeah, that's right. There's like, yeah.
But anyways, we walk in and we're very confused because of what greets us. And we turn to the left, and my glorious, amazing, hot, sexy boyfriend, Finn McMissile from Cars 2, is sitting there. And of course I had to take some pictures with my love, my beloved, my hot, sexy man, even though I have many people fighting over me. He is the one that gains my heart. So we walk over to that, and we see a sight that just we didn't even end up doing, which is a giant Bass Pro Shop. And I cannot believe that we did not go inside of it. We just ran out of time because of everything.
It was a disgrace.
It was a fucking disgrace. Like, we should have been...
It would have been my first time, too.
Yeah, it would have been Kenna's first time. It would have been my first fucking time. You know, I haven't had a first time in like 12 years because I'm so cool.
Okay.
Golf clap. And we didn't go to it, and I feel so fucking sad that we didn't go to it.
Mm-hmm.
But before the Bass Pro Shop was this 50s-ish kind of retro-y candy store.
Yeah, had a lot of new but old candies. I had a lot of weird drinks as well.
Yeah. It had like Bloody Nose.
Yeah, it had like those Japanese, the marble sodas. I think that's what they were. And they had like ranch soda. I think it was like a pus soda as well. It was all sorts of weird. Low-key wanted to try it though, but it was weird. They had a lot of weird stuff there.
Yeah.
And they had weird masks hanging up on the walls. They were just there. There was just a couple, but there was like a cat one, and this whole thing is just such a weird out of space vibe. Yeah, out of body vibe. I don't know what's with Deezerland.
It is.
I mean, it was a very interesting experience, but I don't know what's with it.
It is so hard to describe unless you're there. It feels like, if you've ever been to a WonderWorks, I think there's like 3 or 4 in America. It's kind of like that, but a mall.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And WonderWorks is like the upside down house looking thing. It's just a feeling that you can't recreate unless you're in a ho-dunk roadside attraction in Orlando, Florida. Like we were. And the candy, so the masks that she's talking about, that you're talking about, they had like horse masks, but they were zombies.
Yeah.
And they were just on the wall. They were just hanging.
Mm-hmm.
And they also had little toys for some reason. Like, they had a miniature harmonica and like a slide whistle and a kazoo, which our friend Gio got, which didn't work. And how could we forget Daffy Duck?
Oh yeah, the little statue of Daffy Duck that
Daddy Daffy.
With.
Daddy Daffy was coming after me even though I was already with my man. And I didn't know what to do. He was just there, and I grabbed his ass. It was very, very nice. Still ashamed we didn't go to Bass. You know, with the Bass Pro Shop, you should be required to go in there. That should be the fucking entrance. And
yeah.
there should be a law, too, where if you don't go in the Bass Pro Shop before you leave Deezerland, you get hung up, like, you get crucified on the fucking car with the giant head and wings.
Yeah.
You get crucified on that and displayed for all to see. That's how the mannequins are there. It's people who didn't go to Bass Pro Shop.
And then they just got shoved in the cars. There you go. Now we have a reason.
Now we know why they're there. Anyway, so there was also, which I want to talk about because it was very sad, there was a James Bond themed bar, which I like James Bond, you know, I mean, whatever. I'm just like a cultured person. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But there was a James Bond themed bar that had a tank coming out of it, like,
that's right.
how do you describe this fucking... It doesn't sound real because it's Florida. It's not fucking real. It had a tank, like, which was fucking awesome. Like, that's like the most manly fucking awesome thing I can think of, is a James Bond bar with a tank coming out of it. That is so... And it said shaken, not stirred, and had, like, all these hand-drawn James Bond guys and all the pictures.
Yeah, and the weird pictures on the side.
But what made it so sad is there was only one dude that was in, like, his, I don't know, mid-50s. He was, like, maybe late 50s, early 60s, retired. And I felt so bad because all he was doing the entire time we were there is he would just walk from one side of the bar to the next side of the bar and then back and then back and forth.
I didn't get to see him, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, because you were dealing with the bowling, which is another thing.
Yeah.
And I was so tempted to go and just be like, hey, man, are you all right? Or just to order a drink from him just because. Just because.
To help him out a bit.
Just to help him out a bit. Because it was so... I felt so bad for that dude. Because, again, there's, like, no one there. It's very weird. But we ended up going bowling because we're cool. And something to note about the bowling is... there's kind of no one there. So we first walked up and we didn't see anyone working there. And they have these little screens that are like touch screeny kind of things.
Yeah.
And we were just like standing. No one was bowling. We were the only ones that were at the bowling thing. And we were just standing there and like, what do we do? Because there was no one there.
I didn't know if that's where we started or anything. I didn't know if we used the touchscreen to start bowling. I was like, we have this card. What do we do? And then we had to look around. I had to ask the person in the back. I don't know. It was all confusing.
Yeah, Kenna had to ask the person at the car museum how to do it. And then it turned out on the other side of the bowling alley, there was one lady that was working there.
Yeah.
And there was one. And so... that's where you get your shoes and everything. So Kenna was like, I'm going to go talk to the lady, and Gio and I had to go to the bathroom. Now, before I get into the bathroom, it took Kenna so fucking long to get the shoes. Not because of you, Kenna, but because there was this dude in front of us that was just there for, like, 20 minutes? And just would not leave.
Yeah. It was the same when we were stopping too. It was in a different guy as well. We were getting the tickets for the bowling. You guys went to the bathroom, and I was just standing there. And he was like they were going back and forth. And then the lady, I guess his wife, would come up and they'd talk. She'd walk away. He'd ask again, and then she'd come up again. It was like a circle, and I was like, "Can I just get tickets in my lane, please?" And it never happened until like 10 minutes after you guys came back. And then we had to leave the bowling place, and the same thing happened with the guy. Different guy, but he looked the same. He looked the same as the first guy. And it was, again, the 20 minutes, the wife coming up, the wife going away. It's like Deezerland has some weird... I don't know.
Yo, it was a mannequin.
Like we're in a time loop.
That's the other thing. Deezerland is like Vegas, except the opposite. Instead of them blacking out the windows, everything looks like it's lit like a fucking IKEA. It is literally like a time loop. Like, you could be in there for 5 fucking hours and never know it.
It's and it was stormy there too, so you couldn't even tell what time it was. It was just all gray, and it was all bright. So you could be stuck in there forever. You'd never know.
No. And here's the other thing, too. You think, like, oh, Kenna was waiting in line. Gio and I went to the bathroom and came back. Probably didn't take that long to go to the bathroom, right? Except for the fact that we're fucking broads. And, you know, broads must go together and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or what is it? Dames. We're just a couple of dames don't go into the bathroom together. But let me explain. Now starts the chapter of the bathroom. So, our friend Gio and I go to the bathroom. And we're like, where the fuck is the bathroom in this place? Because there's no signs, really. You just gotta kind of walk. So we asked the same lady at the car museum entrance, and we were like, hey, where's the bathroom? And she says, oh, you know, go down and turn right. I'm gonna show the video while I'm talking about this, because it's too insane. So we walk down the hallway, and it's these, like, industrial double doors that say restroom, and we're like, okay, and then we open it up, and it's just a long-ass hallway. And we go in this hallway, and we're just like, what? We were in the fucking back rooms. We no-clipped out of reality going to these fucking bathrooms. Mm-hmm. And it's one hallway. We're walking down, no sign of a bathroom. And it's, again, double industrial doors. We open up those, and it's another long-ass hallway, this time with 2 directions. And so we were like, okay, and there's barely any signage. We walk in past, like, the lockers of the people that work at Deezerland, and there's one door that says restroom, and we were like, we finally found it. We go in the restrooms, do our business. I went in the main stall, which is like, you know, the big stall that has its own sink and all that stuff. I went in this stall, and there was this unexplained, unmarked box in the stall that was just it was just silver, and it had a red blinking light.
Oh, I didn't trust that. You didn't even tell me about that.
I didn't tell you about that? Well,
no,
buddy.
You didn't tell me about that. I don't trust that.
It was just a red blinking light coming out of like a big ass silver box in the middle of a bathroom. And so I told Gio about it. Because she was in the stall next to me. And I was like, what is this? And Gio was like, why is that? What is that? So we never found out. I'm probably on some kind of porn website now. Yeah. If I find that out, then I'm not taking it down. I'm copywriting it and taking all the money. So if you're the person that recorded me, you know, make me a millionaire, whatever. That was a good joke. Right? Ooh, that was a good ass
girl
joke.
Boss.
Anyways, so then I go to the sink in the bathroom, and there's no soap, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. And then I open the door, and Gio's there, and that's when I told her about the red box. And then I go, oh, by the way, and then she asked me, was there any soap in your bathroom? And I go, no. And I was like, do you have any soap? And she was like, I tried there was like 8 different sinks in the main bathroom, and she said, I tried every single one. There is no soap. Some fucking woman-hating janitor went in there and removed all the goddamn soap, because the water worked fine, there was toilet paper and everything, but there was no fucking soap. So we just washed our hands, and then we put a shit ton of hand sanitizer, and we're just like, okay, let's get out of here before someone comes, you know, before we no-clip out of reality again. We're leaving the stalls. And it's kind of hard to go back because, again, there's no signage. It just says go-kart. It just ads for the go-karts in these weird-ass industrial back rooms. And so we get to this point, and there's like, you can either keep going straight or you can turn and open a door. And I was like, Gio, we need to turn and open the door. And Gio said, no, we have to go straight. And I was like, no, Gio, we came in this way. We have to go through the doors. And she goes, I swear to God, we came in through the other way, which is going straight. And so I was like, okay. And then I was like, wait a minute. No. So then we opened the door. Or no, people came out. That's what happened. People were coming through the doors, and I was like, see? We went through those doors, and she went, I swear to God, we came through the other doors. Now this is Gio we're talking about. So, you know, reality is reality's kind of always like Deezerland with Geo.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta just guess. But she was, it was really funny because she was making the joke where she was like, dude, if we would have gone through those doors, we would have been in the back rooms for sure. We would have fucking no-clipped. I was like, yeah. So then we finally get back to Kenna, and we're like, we have a story to tell you. So we tell her, she's still in line, by the way, behind one guy, and it's the same guy that she was in line with when we left. And we were telling Kenna the story. While we're telling her the story, we are still in line. To the point where we finished our conversation, and now we're all listening to music and, like, looking at Twitter and shit. And we're still in fucking line.
Yeah, with this guy in front of us. Ugh.
And it's the same goddamn guy. And he looks exactly like 15 other guys we saw that day.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We get our shoes, and then we head to, they give you like a number for which lane. We go to the lane, and the way they have it set up is it's basically 2 parties in each lane. There's like 2 lanes and they're next to each other. I don't know. So we go on our board and we set our names. Mine was like Big Money Steve Martin or something.
Yeah, Martin something.
Martin Short.
Yeah.
Big Money Martin Short.
Yeah, Big Money Martin Short.
And yours was Bruh, like always.
Yeah, like normal.
And then Geo's was
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
For some reason, but whatever.
And so we're, doing our thing, walking, whatever. We set up the profiles, do everything. They also, on the bowling thing, they have a theme. So we choose New York.
Big disappointment. Big disappointment. It's about to come up.
I will let you know, when it comes to themes, there's no theme. There's just no theme. There just isn't. We tried changing it. There's just not a theme. They fucking disappointed us. They told us there was going to be a theme. There was no fucking theme.
Yeah, the guys next to us at the left had a theme. They had a theme.
Yeah.
They had a theme. They had a shark theme. I saw it pop up. But when we get a strike, a spare, we go on to the next game. No, there's no theme. There's no pictures of cities or the sky or anything other than what's always there. We didn't get a theme, and it was very disappointing.
No theme. And the other thing, too, is Kenna had bumpers. Gio and I didn't have bumpers because we're fucking professionals.
I know my skill.
Yeah, apparently you do, because you put fucking bumpers, you child.
Yeah.
Anyways, we did bowling. It was really, really fun, actually.
It was.
There was no in-between, like, things, though. When you get like a strike or a gutter ball, there was no animation.
Yeah, no of those weird scenes.
And also, this family came in like halfway through when we were playing bowling, and they set up all their shit on the table, which we were supposed to share, but it's okay because we weren't using it. And they come in and they were, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. Wait just a minute. It's time for an ad, baby. This episode is sponsored by us. If you're enjoying the podcast that you're listening to, which you of course are, right? Then consider supporting us. There are different ways to support us, including giving us donations on Spotify and or Anchor.
Donations help to give us the tools we need to continue producing content and to give you a better viewing experience. If you don't have any spare change, you can always support us by sharing this podcast and watching more of our content.
We appreciate the support and hope to continue making content that many can enjoy. This video is also sponsored by Late Night with Aislin Walker. If you're an audio listener, then here's some news for you. We post a visual version of the podcast on YouTube to my channel, Late Night with Aislin Walker. And if you're a visual watcher, then that is the channel that you're on right now. So come join us on there if you would like to see my wonderful, amazing, beautiful face, as well as Kenna, and just get more into the atmosphere of the whole thing.
Thank you for listening, and let's continue the show.
But anyways, they were coming in, and everything was fine. We were all normal. But the thing is, we had to share, like, the ball rack. Is that what it's called? The ball rack.
I don't know
with
what it's
the bowling
called, but
balls?
yeah, whatever the balls come from. We had to share that.
And it was like going on a first date with someone every time you got a ball. because it was just so awkward, because we were both trying, it would be like trying to get a ball and you don't want to be the first person to get the ball, and you were like, what, am I gonna do it? And then it was funny too, because every time Kenna did anything, she was dancing like a maniac, which was fun.
Yeah, I was having fun. I didn't even acknowledge the other party. I didn't acknowledge the other party. I just got my ball, rolled it. I pretended that I was gonna get my fingers crushed between two, which I'm sure would have hurt a lot, but I didn't want to actually do it. But yeah, you know, when I'd get a good roll, I'd dance. When I wouldn't get a good roll, I'd dance. Well, I more or less like punch the ground, but you know, it's whatever. Also, while we were bowling, I don't know if you remember this, but I think the family next to us at the left, a kid just came up.
Yes, I remember that.
Randomly came up to our little ball area and like tried to take a ball. Yeah. And then he left. He like stood. He like looked around. He was like, and then he left. And then he went back to his family. I don't know where or why, but he just existed and then went.
I was gonna tell you, I think that kid was the kid of the guy in front of us.
Like, really?
Yeah, like I'm not making a bit. Like, I'm pretty sure that kid was the kid of the guy that was standing in line in front of us, because I saw them leave.
Oh, I just remember the guy. I don't remember any of the kids.
Anyways, I won bowling because I'm a amazing professional person. I did win because Kenna doesn't count because she had bumpers.
No, I hardly used them. I was good.
Well, Gio fucking lost.
Yeah.
And anyways, we did our thing. It was fun. We were like, oh, let's cut it. We could have done it for a long time, honestly, but we were like, no, let's cut it off just in case. So that way we had enough time to do the rest, which ended up working for us because of the arcade, which I'll get to in a second. So we walked out, and the way obviously it's a bowling alley, so you have to return your shoes. But at this bowling alley, because it's in the middle of, literally just open in the middle of Deezerland, you have to leave. You can't just leave your shoes on the counter. You have to like go up to the lady working there. So we were lined up between. I swear to God, it was the same guy, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, it wasn't the same guy, but oh my God, the same guy.
We were just lined up in this line, and it took so fucking long, and all we were doing was returning the shoes. That's all we were doing, is returning the shoes and being like, yeah, we're done. But no.
Yeah, everything was so tough.
Because God hates us, apparently. And, you know, finally we return the shoes, whatever. And we go, this is when we went to the mini golf area, because we were like, oh, we have like a couple hours left, let's do the mini golf and see how long that takes us. We went to the mini golf. That's when we found out about the weird times that they had, and we got super disappointed, but we found out that we had a card with points on it that worked for a bunch of the machines in the arcade and around the mall.
The credits.
So, we went to the arcade. Now, the arcade in Deezerland is half of the fucking mall.
Yeah.
It almost half the fucking mall. It is huge and very dark, and it's not in its own room. It's like open again, just in the middle of everything, like everything else
next
in
to the
Deezerland.
bowling alley and everything.
Yeah, and so we go to the arcade, and we're like, oh, we have what, like 200 points or something? I don't know, 300.
Yeah,
points.
over 200 points.
We had a good amount of points, and we didn't know how many points costed for each machine. So we went to this claw machine, and we were like, oh, let's try the claw machine a couple of times and see if we can win something. We tried it a bunch of times, didn't get anything, and then we finally got something. And we were like, holy shit, we got something. Whoa, this is like a big moment. And then we realized we've barely used any of our points.
The credits. Yeah, any of the credits.
any of the credits on the card. So then we continue going to every single claw machine in the arcade and basically just seeing how much shit we could get. And we were so good. I'm trying to think of how to bring this up. We were so good because there was this, like, How to Train Your Dragons machine. We cleared it out twice. Like, we cleared it out.
I didn't get much, but you guys were really good.
Thank you. I'm fucking amazing at claw machine, apparently. According to Deezerland. And we went to the machine. We got all the plushies in it pretty much, to the point where we had to call the people back to restock the machine with plushies. And then after they restocked the machines, we cleaned it out again. We also got, like, this weird Scooby-Doo guy, which Kenna has.
Yeah, he's mine.
And then our friend Gio wanted to get this E.T. doll because, for a little backstory, for some reason, I now have a collection of E.T. It's not on purpose. I didn't go out one day and say, I'm going to collect E.T. I don't really have a huge emotional connection to the movie. But now I have an E.T. collection because we went to Universal like 2 years ago, and I have Willie. He eats skin. His name is Willie. He's just an E.T. keychain. He's actually right by my side. And then for my birthday, Kenna got me an E.T. doll.
Yeah.
Like a little plushie
E.T. doll. He can stand and everything. It's adorable.
It's pretty, I mean, as adorable as fucking E.T. can be.
I mean, with how adorable that people can make him. I mean, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that one was good.
Especially, I was looking online to find a cheaper one because it's Universal, and the other toys online are so cursed. They look like flowers. They make his face look like a flower with eyes, and it's so messed up. It's so weird, but it's really funny. But yeah, out of all of those, he was really cute.
Yeah, and I appreciate him, and he's on my bed right now. And so Gio got her eye set on this E.T. doll, stuffed animal guy, that was in one of the claw machines, and she was like, I'm going to get that E.T. for you. And I was like, you really don't have to. I don't want a collection of E.T.s. And she was like, well, you're going to get one. And she set her heart on getting that E.T. Now, while we were getting these dolls, they had 3 in a row, and there were 3 of us. So Gio was at one, I was in the middle, and then Kenna was at the other one with, like, these weird Sonic...
Yeah, the Sonic ones. I was going to try to win one from other, but never got it.
Yeah. And so we were taking the card and literally... How do you describe... Passing it for the 3 of us, like, in a row, scanning the thing and passing it. And I don't know how much money was on this card. I don't know what the fuck happened or why they gave us so many points, but we had just so many fucking points. We didn't even get through half of it at the end of it. And we were spending that shit, like, we were tossing it back and forth, doing as much as we possibly could. And we didn't even get through half of that. Like... It was insane. The arcade there, I think, is the best arcade I've ever been to. It was insane. We also did... we took a break, too, because we were like, okay, we've been doing the claw machines for a long time. We've won... We were stuffing everything we won in our shirts. We were we've won a lot from the claw machines. Yeah, we were. Kenna wasn't.
I didn't want to do that. It was a lot. I was all sweaty.
Because I was going to say, the other thing is, in Deezerland, the air conditioning is fine. It's not hot. It's not cold. But you will sweat profusely. Profusely.
Smart words.
You will sweat like you're in the middle of fucking Texas on a hot day. That's a fucking analogy. It was not hot, but we were all sweaty. And... we were like, okay, let's go and play some of the actual games. So we went and we did a Dance Dance Revolution game. which scammed us.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because we thought it was going to be for 2 people, and it wasn't. It was only for 1. Which was, nice to know. And also the songs were just so bad. And we were kind of walking around. The games they had in this were, imagine every game from every Chuck E. Cheese, Dave & Buster's, arcade, just any arcade. They had every single game you could imagine. Just everything. And we played skee ball, what is it called? Table hockey? With the
air hockey, I think.
Air hockey. I'm a dumbass. We played air hockey. And halfway through the air hockey game, the air just turned off. And we were like, oh, well, okay, that's great. And we were like, okay, we've done enough with the claw machines. Let's see how many points we can get off of the other stuff. So we did a jump roping, Gio did a jump roping game like once. And then we were going through these other games. And what's one game we can talk about that we did?
I don't know. We did a majority of just the claw machines, but I do want to talk about how Geo seemed to break a couple of them. They always fixed. They always got fixed. Like they always came back. But how she managed? She broke a couple. She broke one of the claw machines. She broke. I guess like. I don't know how. I can't describe it. It didn't break. It was just kind of messed up. Yeah, it was an error. She messed with it a lot. A claw machine, the jump rope game, she did it to that. I couldn't play it.
Really?
Yeah, she did it to that. I couldn't play it back until way later. It happened a couple of times. Other games, I'm not really sure, because we were obsessed with getting the claw machines done. Like, we still wanted to play other games to, turn in the tickets to get stuff with the tickets. But we were just mostly focused on the claw machine. We play the clown thing. That's the best the clown and the one that's like skee ball, but it's a beanbag.
Yeah.
Like a beanbag toss.
Oh, also with the air one, they had like giant versions of claw machines, which we didn't spend much time on because they were clearly just, rip-offs anyways.
Yeah, scam.
Yeah, which, claw machines are scams, but for some reason we were fucking good that day. And we went to this, it was like a giant Pac-Man one, and we were like, oh, that should be easy. So I scanned it a couple times and I did it, and all of a sudden the Pac-Man game glitched. It was just this loud siren going, waka 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 waka.
Yeah, just repeating over and over again. We were just like, and then we
just non-stop, and we all just walked away in separate directions because we didn't know what to do. We broke the fucking machine because we were so good. I
totally forgot about that.
And it was just for good. I think for the rest of the night, for the rest of the day, it just went waka waka waka, just really intensely loud too.
Yeah, we never went back. We never went back.
We were cashing in the things. We had like not too much. That's the other thing, is it's kind of like every arcade where the prizes are ridiculously expensive. Not expensive, ridiculously high in tickets. You can't really get anything unless you keep going, which I would gladly keep going to fucking Deezerland. But we cashed in our things. We had like 400 points or something.
Yeah, for something.
Which was not big at all, but we were also doing the other shit. And we got we got a bunch of candy, which I have shoved in my backpack. Train whistles. I have a gripe about this. I have a quarrel. So we bought 3 train whistles, right? And it was supposed to be, so Kenna got one, I got one, and Gio got one. So Gio took hers, and then we got back to Kenna's house roomie. Gio took hers to fucking Chick-fil-A. Kenna had hers and I had mine. Kenna was like, woo, oh my god, this sounds like a train. I try mine, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. It was as silent as a fucking good analogy for being silent. It was so goddamn quiet. Like, nothing came out. And I was so fucking mad. I was so mad. Because what's the goddamn point? And then Kenna was nice enough to give me her train whistle, and that's also shoved in my backpack. And then you got a slide whistle.
I do.
Oh, there it is! There, for our visual watchers, Kenna has a slide whistle. Which is very cool. You want to test it out? I don't think they'll be able to hear it, but do you want to test it out?
Yeah, it might not come up on my thing, but let's see. I didn't know how this worked originally. I tried it in the car, but it was so silent. Let's go!
Oh! Yo! Slide whistle Kenna! Let's go! Let's go!
No.
What you know about rolling?
Oh!
Yeah. So Kenna got her slide whistle.
Yeah, and I enjoy it.
Deezerland has the largest collection of Vespas in the world, yes. I think it's
according to them. I'm not sure if it's true.
No, it's true. Deezerland wouldn't lie like that. Deezerland wouldn't do that.
You know, with their bad quality motor and Kachong, I think you're right.
Kachong and John Bones. John Bonds. We should have gotten tank rides. I would have done that.
I just wish we could go at mini golf.
Yeah, mini golf. That was the other thing I was going to talk about. Is I want to go back. Like we have to go back at some point because
we have so many things that we were supposed to experience there that we haven't, like the Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah, and I'm thinking next time we go, we take the camera, take the microphones, and we just do an on-the-street style, and we just fucking record everything, so that way people can see what Deezerland truly is. You know, like when we did a year ago, Kenna and I made a video. I don't think you can find it anymore, thank God. But we made a video where we went to, like, where did we fucking go? iPark in Orlando? We go to Orlando a lot. We went to, it was like a...
Icon?
Yeah, Icon Park. And it had a fish tank. Not a fish tank. What's it called? Aquarium. Oh my god, Jesus
I love aquariums, so
Christ.
any chance I can go there, I will go to an aquarium.
Well, I also want to make a video where it's like going back a year later. Because I thought that would be really fucking cool. So we gotta do going back a year later, and then we also have to go back to Deezerland, because we need to film that. We need to go to Bass Pro Shop. I need to see my boyfriends again, Daddy Daffy and Finn McMissile, shout out. We need to go to the go-karts, which I think we're gonna fucking die on, but nonetheless, it would be good content if we died. I died on the go-kart at Deezerland? What?
Yeah, you got it.
I need something. And then we also have the trampoline park, which got just horrible fucking reviews, which I would love to go to and visit. You know, go bowling, all that shit. So
yeah, we should go there just because it's bad.
I say we go back, we film the entire thing, start to finish, even pulling up everything, all fucking drive. You know, we gotta go back, man. We just have to experience the wonder that is Deezerland.
The wonder that is Bass Pro Shop.
Bass fucking Pro. Even if it's just for Bass Pro Shop, we need to go back. And also to the aquarium and the wax museum, because that would be fun.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That was our trip to Deezerland. Hopefully we'll be going back. And that's the end of our first podcast episode on the Campfire Podcast, hosted by me, Aislin Walker, and my co-host, Kenna Granados. I'm only going to do this because it's the first episode. You can find me on YouTube at Late Night with Aislin Walker, and on Twitter, Instagram, everything else at Aislin Walker. Kenna, where can they find you?
Out.
You can find Kenna out also on social media. Her name is Bruh.
Oh yeah.
/ Minty Listerine. I'll link her shit. And then if you are a audio listener, consider watching the visual version on YouTube. Late Night with Aislin Walker is a YouTube channel. We're gonna be having a nice little fun time. Like I said in the ad, get it? Because we're gonna insert the ad in the middle, but we haven't recorded it yet. And then if you editing, whoa, and then if you are a visual watcher, consider going on Spotify or Apple Music or podcasts, whatever you listen to podcasts and music on. Consider going on that and listening to us there. We don't have an outro. Thank you for listening / watching the Campfire Podcast. Stay cozy and go fuck.
Yes.